possible. Okay, happy Tuesday, everybody. Welcome to Survive to Thrive. Today's coaching session is dedicated to all of those agents that are in Western Carolina, Tennessee, Georgia, Florida, that are dealing with hurricane devastation. And, the song that I played for you guys, Fight Song, I chose it for a reason. And if you're one of those agents that are dealing with catastrophic adversity at this point, cue up that song and listen to it every day. I would. Matter of fact, we did for every day for 365 days as Lacey at 14 years old was going through chemotherapy for non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. And some days it's really what got us through the day. If you're joining us today for the first time, thank you for being here. If you are joining us from one of those areas, Alexi, I saw you, my buddy, my friend, and I'm so glad you're here. And I just can't even imagine what life is like in Asheville, North Carolina right now. I can't. It's just one of those things where I think most of us can't. And just know that you're not alone. We're here for you. That's why we're doing this.
Thank you, John. It's great to see you finally. That's one of my positives today. Haven't seen you in a while, so thank you for helping all the agents.
100%, my friend. All right, guys, I want you to take notes. So get ready. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 bullet points for you today. Here's the first one. All of us are either living in adversity. All of us are either living in adversity, coming out of adversity, or headed for adversity. It's part of being on this planet. And if you're in a situation right now, if you're in a place right now where you're on the backside of adversity, in other words, you're not in adversity right now, count your blessings and know that adversity is coming. It always does. It always will. And here's the question. Is it always a bad thing? And I want you to understand me, because I'm coming to you with a whole lot of compassion today and empathy, not sympathy, but empathy, understanding that you're going through what very well could be the worst time in your life. I get that. But at the same time, I'm going to take the next 30 minutes and I'm going to share a message of hope with you. It's not going to do you any good if I show up here and just talk about how awful things are, because that's not what I'm going to do. I am going to talk about what's on the other side of this. And my goal here is to give you hope. Proof of life. What is proof of life? Well, proof of life is that you are still breathing. And as long as you are still breathing, then you are in halftime in your life. Okay. And here's the thing I know about halftime. Nothing in life is less important than the score at halftime. You may have got your ass kicked in the first half, but it's halftime. There's more life to live, more people to help, more people to touch. You can come out in the second half and win and win and win again. And it's important to hang on to that proof of hope. It really is. And if you study history, Joan of Arc is one of my favorites when studying history. And her message of proof of hope was lift up the cross. And let me explain to you what that was. At the point where they were burning her at the stake, her last words were lift up the cross. She was asking the person who was there at the moment, who was holding the cross, to lift it up so she could see it, because it was her proof of hope. Understand, this is a proof of hope that is the most important proof of hope that any of us can have in life. And that was that there was life after this. There was life after this for Joan of Arc and for all of us as well. And that was her proof of hope. So what is yours? What is your proof of hope? I'll give you one thing. You're still here. You're still breathing, which means it's halftime. And if you're either living in adversity, heading towards adversity, or coming out of adversity, then what's the point of adversity? Well, okay, so that takes me to the next bullet point, which is your future, not your present. Your future is what you decide it will be. Now, that may be hard for some of you to actually grasp at this point, because you may be in a situation where it's just hard to see a future. You may be thinking, John, are you kidding? There is no future. I mean, this is as bad as it gets. You're not alone. I promise you that others have been exactly where you are right now. Your future is what you decided it will be. Listen closely. Even when you didn't choose your present condition. Your future is what you decide it will be, even when you didn't choose your present condition. Now, nobody chooses adversity. Nobody chooses to be in a hurricane, to lose their home, to lose loved ones, to lose friends, to have their city wiped out. Nobody chooses that, but you do get to choose the future. I know that may be hard for you to grasp right now, but I promise, and remember, this is a message of hope. I promise you that your future is what you decide it will be. So what is your future going to be? What are you going to make happen? Because you control the future. You didn't control the past, but you do control the future. I do not deny my current reality. I deny its finality. This too shall pass. I do not deny my current reality. I deny its finality. This too shall pass. If that's not something, Jim Collins, Good to Great, by the way. If that's not something that you've internalized, write it down and read it to yourself multiple times a day. You know, in times of adversity, a lot of times you'll hear people say, I'm just living life one day at a time. Well, have you ever experienced adversity where one day at a time is a challenge? Sure, of course you have. We all have. And in those moments, it's one moment at a time. It is literally one moment at a time. Between 2015 and 2016, my message to myself every single day was just make the next call. Just make the next call. Don't worry about how you're going to get through this day or this week or this month. Just make the next call. That's the only thing that I have absolute control over, which is the next 60 seconds. Do not deny my current reality. I deny its finality. This too shall pass. All right, which brings me to my third bullet point. Is life a lottery ticket?
It can feel like it sometimes, John.
It's true. It absolutely can feel like it.
But it's not.
So, Joanne, don't get upset with me, but I'm going to disagree with you.
But you can change the outcome, John.
There you go. So life is absolutely a lottery ticket. All right. Two individuals that I want to share with you, Nick Vukovic and Bill Porter. I promise you that neither one of them chose to be born with the lottery ticket they were handed. Nick Vukovic, no arms, no legs. Just Google him. Bring him up on YouTube. Listen to him speak. He's absolutely amazing. He'll change your life. He's changed tens of thousands of lives. And would he have done that if he wasn't born with that lottery ticket? I don't know. Maybe. But I'm going to tell you that I think it's because of that he became who he is. So life is a lottery ticket. You don't choose where you're born. You don't get to choose if you're born into wealth or if you're born into poverty. You don't get to choose if you're born to parents who love you and support you and encourage you, or if you're born into abuse and neglect. You don't get to choose if you're born in the United States. This is a lottery ticket. Anybody born in the United States, it's a lottery ticket. There's so many people who get so focused on all of the bad things in their life. And I'll tell you, no matter how bad your life is today, there is somebody somewhere who would trade places with you. You turn on the faucet, you have running water. You hit that light switch and you have lights. You have air conditioning. There are still people living in this world who walk miles every day just to get water. We get upset because we don't like our car. There are people who live in this world who would never have the hope of owning a car. We get upset because we park in a parking lot and we have such a long ways to walk to get into the store we want to go into. Be grateful that you can walk. Life is 100% a lottery ticket. And Joanne, you're right. It's not. Because you get to choose how you're going to play that hand. And like, talk to me, Vivian.
I just want to share from experience. We are a makeup of body, soul, and spirit. And when we go through hardship, we need our spirits, man. The only way to be strengthened is with our connection with God, because God is spirit.
That's
And
right.
when you strengthen your spirit, you can go through hardship much easier than without God. Just like Paul, when he was in prison, he was able to go through hardship. If you go through the Bible and history, those who clung on to their spirit man, getting closer to God. So when we go through hardship, especially everyone who's going through the hurricane, we don't understand. We can't really relate because we're not there. So my encouragement is to seek God in this moment to be able to get through this.
Thank you, Vivian. I agree. I absolutely agree. All right. Last bullet point. I want you to write down every word of this. I'm going to share it with you in a way that you can write it down. All right. Why me? So many times when we are facing hard times, we'll say things like, why me? I'm going to encourage you to add the second part of that, which is why not me? Why me? Why not me? Why you? Why not you? Challenges are gifts, opportunities to learn. Problems are the common thread running through the lives of great men and great women. Problems are the common thread running through the lives of great men and great women. God is preparing you for something great. One of the first things I said to Lacey's my daughter, for those of you who don't know, when she was diagnosed with cancer at 14 years old, God's preparing you for something great. Now it's 8 years later. She is living an absolutely amazing life. She has found a passion for people that inspires me. She is a different person than she was prior to cancer. It changed her. It changed her forever. And it changed her for the better. God was preparing her for something great. Problems are the common thread that are running through the lives of great men and great women. In times of adversity, I do not have a problem to deal with. I have a choice to make. For those of you who are living in the worst part of your life right now, My message to you is you have a choice to make. What is that choice going to be? My thoughts will be clear. I will accept this preparation. Why me? Not why me? Why not me? I will be prepared for something great. You're not alone. You're not alone. If you're a guest here today, I want you to know that the agents that are on this call every single day, that we're in year 4 of doing this Survive to Thrive call every morning at 9 a.m. And the agents that are here every day from South Florida to Anchorage, Alaska, 5 a.m. in the morning out there, by the way. The agents that are here every day are here to support you. You're not alone. Reach out and ask for help. Remember, you have a choice to make. I'm going to talk about real estate for a second. In 1992, I think I got the year right. Okay. If I didn't, I'm close. Hurricane Andrew came through South Florida, completely wiped out Homestead. If you drive through Homestead today, you won't see any evidence of it. Okay. But if you drove through Homestead after the hurricane, it was nothing but foundations. Literally, entire neighborhoods were wiped out. Now, I have a good friend, and I share his story often, and his name is Gene Rivers. I want you to look him up, okay? Gene Rivers had a real estate business in South Dade County. And not only did he lose his home, not only did he lose his office, but he lost the entire real estate market that he worked in. Now, he had a choice to make, and Gene shares this story, by the way. He had a choice to make, so do you. And his choice was he could have stayed and rebuilt. By the way, if he would have done that, he would have been a massive success because I know Gene, and that would have been the choice. However, he chose to move his family and his real estate business to the panhandle of Florida. Within a couple of years, he was selling over 100 homes a year. He made a choice. If the business isn't here, I'm going to go where the business is. So, Alexi, I'm not telling you to move. Don't hear me say that, okay? Asheville is just a beautiful city, man. I've been there. I've spent time with you, Lexi, and it's an absolute beautiful city. I'm not telling you to move. What I'm telling you is study Joplin, Missouri, when massive tornadoes came through and just wiped out the town. Look at the real estate market there today. It's booming. The market will always come back. I promise you. This too shall pass. People will buy, people will sell. Look for opportunity. Have a servant heart. How can I help? When you are focused on serving people, opportunity will come your way. I am an opportunity magnet. Opportunity freely flows in my direction. Focus on helping people. All right. Every single call you make should start with, how are you? What do you need? When you ask somebody, what do you need? They're going to respond with, we're fine. I want you to ask a follow-up question. If you did need something, what would it be? All right, guys, that's what I got for you today. I'm going to give you guys, we have 5 minutes. So if you have something you want to add to this message, any words of encouragement for those agents who are joining us today as guests that are in one of these places where life is just really hard right now.
John,
Talk to me.
I just want to tell you, this was amazing. I needed to hear this today. I needed some perspective, and I haven't lost as much as some people on this call, and my neighborhood might be damaged, but we're coming back. We are not one of the neighborhoods that is still in a lake. We're not completely devastated like Asheville. We didn't lose loved ones. Yes, we lost property, but we can rebuild. And this call today kind of opened my eyes to reminding me of perspective and kind of switching my mindset to excitement. What does there has to be a shift, and the excitement of the possibilities that shift can be something that you wouldn't choose hardship, so you're not going to get out of your comfort zone, but now we have no choice.
That's right.
What do we do with it from here?
Right.
And just looking at it as part of the journey.
That's right.
Yeah, John, I don't know if anybody caught 60 Minutes last Sunday, but they were showing the devastation in North Carolina. It was pretty eye-opening. Because we're in Texas and obviously haven't been affected by this at all, but it makes you really refocus on the things that only matter. You know, there's so much white noise in the world, and there's so many distractions on things that like we feel like are that matter. We see what everybody else is doing that we want to be like. We judge ourselves against them, and it really brings you back to a moment of what truly matters every single day where you spend your time on this earth, and helping others, serving others, whatever your goals may be, to come back and just let everything else go.
That's right. Thank you for sharing that, Brian.
Hey, just know, out from my side of Austin, Texas, that prayers are going up on behalf of all you that are working through this. So,
thank you, Julia. Annie Lewis in the chat. So thank you. We are having coffee talk today in Asheville at 10 a.m. Wow, I wish I was there.
Yeah, we wish you were too. It would be great. If anyone is here, everyone is always welcome. I saw Elena and Alexi last week and we all agreed, let's go. People are starting to gather again. People are excited to get back together. But yeah, it's hard. I live right above Biltmore Village and Swannanoa River Road, and I'm a little bit like, my path to places is gone, and I'm having a little, but I'm also had 2 closings in the past 2 weeks and continuing on. So life will go on. But yeah, thank you for pulling everybody together today. And
Annie, I'm just humbled. That's all I can say. 100% humbled. I like the way you ended your message. We need to move on. I agree.
Yeah. Got to keep going. Those of us that are able to, and then so that we can help the people that really need the help. I mean, the devastation, I've never been through anything like this in my whole entire life. I know Florida has experienced a gazillion hurricanes, but this one was different. And but our city, the brightness and the community has been amazing. The way people have been coming, the love we felt from our community, our state, our country, the world, everybody has rallied around us. We'll need people to keep continuing to rally, though. That's the problem. The news cycle changes. We are going to continue to need help. And please you know, the thing I'm like trying to say to people is stay aware of current needs because those change. We do not need any more small water bottles sent this way. We need tents and things to keep people warm and like building materials. So yeah, so if you are interested in any of the areas, please keep an eye out for very current needs. But don't use a list that's 10 days old because it changes every day.
Right. Annie, if I could ask you a favor, if you would, please go on Facebook and look for Survive to Thrive
Okay.
and ask to be added to the group. I'll add you and keep us up to date with what's going on in Asheville and keep us up to date with what your needs are.
Yeah. Thank
Okay.
you.
Because I know this group will reach out to help you.
Yeah, and EXP, and you know, I know that has been great, but yeah, it will be a continual thing for months to come. So,
Yeah.
and water's running, but it's not, you know, it's still it's even though the water's running, it's still not good water. So, sounds like we're in better shape than we are, but you know, we're still dealing with a lot of basic needs. Thanks, John. Yeah, I'll go on and take a look at that. And then on that note, running out to coffee talk to convene and see people. And you know, it's the getting together that really helps
Yeah.
heal.
Annie, thank you for that. So Joe Grant put in the chat that he sent you the link. So you've got it. All you got to do
I
is
got
click
it.
on and just join the group. Guys, that's a wrap.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here today. Thank you for the opportunity to share my heart with you. I'm in the stands. I'm not in the game. You are. But just know that I'm in the stands cheering you on, knowing in advance that you've already won the game. Go get them, guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thank
John.
you.
Okay.
Thank you.
John.
Thank you, John. Thanks, everybody. See you tomorrow.
Okay.